Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Mike Green. I'm one of the owners of 1A Auto. I want to help you save time and money repairing and maintaining your vehicle. I'm going to use my 20+ years experience restoring and repairing cars and trucks like this to show you the correct way to install parts from 1AAuto.com. The right parts installed correctly. That's going to save you time and money. Thank you and enjoy the video.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a power door lock actuator. Very common problems on these trucks. If your door locks no longer work on one or more of the doors, this is what you need to do. We're doing it on an 03 F250 on the driver's side. The passenger side is similar, and it's similar for any 01 to 07 Super Duty truck. Tools you'll need: 7mm, 10mm, and 11mm sockets with a ratchet and extension. You'll need a flat blade screwdriver and a T27 Torx bit that uses a ratchet handle. Okay, if you wanted to prevent the battery from running down, if you have the doors open for an extended period of time, just disconnect your negative battery cable using an 8mm wrench, loosen up the nut, and then pull the cable off.
Okay, using a small flat blade screwdriver, take this lens, pop it off. Mine's actually broken. You should pry out here, pop it off. Okay, here you're going to do the same thing. You can either just kind of pull up with your hand or use your screwdriver a little bit right at the front. Okay, pull that up, pull it forward, and then you disconnect all the harnesses. There's little push tabs on them. Push on the tab with your thumb. Okay, pull the harness here, push on the tab. Here, tab here, push on it, remove it. Same thing here. You just pull down this trim panel. Okay, it's got two clips that hold it on. Now there are two 7mm bolts, one right there, and then one right there. 7mm socket with a ratchet and extension. A wrench would work as well.
And fast forward as I just remove those two bolts.
Once those two bolts are out, just lift up on your panel, bring it out. Okay, and then in behind is your courtesy light. Just turn it counterclockwise and pull the socket out. And your door panel comes off. Okay, we're going to pull back our water shield so we can see right in here.
If it's not already, just make sure that your window is rolled all the way up. You want to remove a 10mm bolt right here. Separate or disconnect the lock rod by pulling it with your finger and then using a screwdriver to pry apart the clip.
With your hand. And then separate the teeth and pull it out. And now there's two 11mm bolts. Since you took that bolt out down there, you can pull this out of the way. There's one of them. Then right up here, remove this plug. And there's the other one in there. Using an 11mm socket with a ratchet and extension.
Okay, I'm just going to fast forward it as I remove those two 11mm nuts.
Okay, now you can pull your handle out, and then using your screwdriver, there's a clip right down here. You can see a little green tab right there. Pry against that, open that clip up, pull that rod out, and now your door handle comes right out.
Next, use a screwdriver, and you just want to undo the clip that is holding the rod right there for the latch. And use your screwdriver to remove the two mounting pins for the door handle cable and push them through. Use a T27 Torx bit
And remove these 3 screws here.
Okay, just fast forward here a little bit, and you heard me snap that first one free. You do need that T27 Torx bit that attaches to the ratchet handle so you can get the extra torque on it, because they will be difficult.
We're going to pull the lock mechanism away, take this rod, pull that out, okay, and just kind of push this track to the side, and pull the whole lock mechanism down. To remove the lock actuator, use a screwdriver, just pull up on that tab, disconnect, and then what you want to do, there's a little tab right in here, okay, that you pry up on, and then this whole actuator should just slide off this lock mechanism here. Okay, so there's the actuator off. Just going to pull out this wiring harness. Okay, there's your old actuator off. You can see on the actuator, here's that little tab that you just kind of pried away from the lock mechanism to get it off. Okay, new actuator from One Auto. Slightly different than the original, but it's going to work just fine. This is actually patterned after a later design from Ford. And it will just go right on. There are 2 tabs here that you just have to line up. This harness out of the way. Okay, and it snaps right on. Make sure that the arm goes back in here correctly. Okay, and then it plugs in exactly the same. You can put this harness pin right here. Already reinstall. Okay, just make sure this arm is kind of with you right there.
Okay, I'm going to speed it up here. You feed the lock mechanism back up in there. Be careful not to get any of the wires caught on the track or anything like that. Also, the lock rod that comes down from the door lock on top should go outside of the cable, and then you can start your screws in. And also just make sure that that rod that comes up that attaches to the door handle lock, it doesn't get stuck in the wrong spot.
Let's just make sure everything's here. Here's the rod that's going to connect to our lock.
Okay, tighten up those Torx screws, and then I went to clip the door handle cable back in, realized that I put the lock rod in wrong, so switch that around and then clip that cable in correctly. Here I'm going to do a test, and I reconnected the battery, and I'll disconnect it afterwards.
Unlock, lock, unlock, lock. It's working correctly. Make sure we leave it unlocked. Okay. Just want to make sure that this rod, which is the lock rod, is kind of out of the way. You can just let that one drop down in there. It's easy enough to get it afterwards. Put the handle in. Okay, just put your bolt into your socket. Look it right in. Start the top one. Okay, now the bottom one, push your channel over.
Okay, I'll just fast forward as I start and tighten up those two nuts to hold the handle in place.
Okay.
Okay, quick test. Make sure that your door is unlocked, and then close it and open it. Okay, put that bolt back in place, tighten it up right where it was scratching the door before, put your water shield back in, and then put that little filler plug back in.
Okay, to reinstall your door panel, what you want to do is take your bottom clips, and they're actually designed to just kind of go on here and rest in place. Okay, you can reach down, put in your courtesy light, and turn it clockwise to lock it in. Okay, then make sure all these harnesses come up through. Okay, press it against, lift it up a little bit. Make sure your door lock comes through. Okay, press it against. You kind of lift it just up a little bit, push it in, and bring it down on, and make sure you're nice and tight against the door. Nice and tight against the door over here.
Okay, we'll speed it up again as I take those two 7mm screws, put them in, and then tighten them up nice and firm. Okay, now I'm going to clip the molding on up top to cover the mirror mounting holes, and then take my switch panel, reconnect all my harnesses. Okay, then I slide the tab back into the back first, make sure the wires are getting pinched in there, and then clip it down in place, and it's all set. And if you disconnected your battery, then reconnect it and tighten up the 8mm bolt. We hope this helps you out. Brought to you by www.oneauto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll-free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.